Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. Today is May 17th, 2024, and for anybody who's missed the monthly themes, we are in the Queen of Swords here for May. If it is the future for you, welcome, thank you. These messages are still for you. Don't mind the date and references. Know that you have been called here by your guides or angels or spirit guides, your guardian angels, to hear the messages. The theme will just be something a bit more permanent for you, a larger scope concept that has a broader impact over a longer period of time for you. So just know that the Queen of Swords is has to do with an atmosphere of watching what you say, how you say it, the way that you mediate and moderate your speech and conversations and communication with others. It's also meant to be a wonderful sort of reminder or a nudge, a helpful sort of a guidance point to lessons and interactions that will sort of coax out of us and teach us through experience the points of patience, temperance, empathy, problem solving, troubleshooting, those kind of seeking harmonious solutions. And the main focus or sort of direction that it will all sort of take fruition in will be around your thoughts, your beliefs, the way you speak in the world, the way you make your way in the world, how you define and perceive it, sort of your assumptions, your expectations, the belief structures, ideologies, dogmas, scientific beliefs, whatever the truths are of yours, is really what is represented here with the swords and the Queen of Swords. So learning to have a bit more grace and compassion, a bit more of a regal, essence to yourself in those experiences and scenarios, and to really watch what you say in a loving, caring way, not in a way to criticize and cut down or to say, you should be a certain way or not, but really to just better understand yourself and others and to offer better service, to have better experiences, better conversations, to, be a better, trying to think of other things, other words that like a queen can sort of, the essence of a queen can really contain. Because sometimes we forget or we overlook or just choose not to look deep enough and sort of just say, oh, queen, like perfection, prettiness, sort of like the trophy, the image. Can be very superficial and very much about presentation and looks. And really, that is not at all the case. I don't feel. I think there's much more substance there, and it really, to me, has a deep-rooted ground in sharing, in empathy, and in true loving of others, true seeking of understanding, and the real desire and want the best for others, like you want for your children. There's or your best friend or your grandmother or, your niece or nephew or whatever kind of essence, pet, plant, whatever sort of guardian-esque stewardship essence that you could tap into to remember that the queen is the ultimate mother. She's the ultimate caregiver. And when she's embodying divine feminine energy, in a positively fueled, passionate way, it comes from this honored, equal footing of sovereignty, imagine having many, many children, right? You love each one in their own unique ways, and they each have these unique molds and capabilities and constructs that they each embody and reflect out. And it's not right or wrong, good or bad. It's just as is and different, and it's supposed to be that way. And this queen energy, I feel, and the mother energy in general, is a great template and an area to discover and work through the lessons that bring us to those points, to the point where we really appreciate everyone for what they are. Every shape, every corner, rough edges, smooth, beautiful, ugly, all of it. The hard times and the good times. And when we learn to accept that, we speak more gracefully. Actually, it happens. You become more beautiful. You reflect out more beauty and love in a true tone and melody that is all unique to you. And others will notice and can't help but say, oh, what natural gravity you have, or beauty, or this certain aspect of you is just so wonderful. But you don't ever define that. And the queen herself, she doesn't sit in front of the mirror and hope to present that. She doesn't practice that. That is the symptomatic repercussions of doing the good work from an honest place. And bringing it into, just tying it into the swords theme here, when we speak in that way, we find out that we critique less. We are able to speak to people who maybe are ruffled, or maybe you're triggered easily, or the grumpy type, or something, whatever their case is. We find that they can talk to us. Others want to have a conversation with us because we listen well, right? That's the other part of the coin, is the listening aspect, because communication is two things, right? Just like the swords, it's not just about how you cut and how you cut up the world, right? But it's also about how is the world already cut up, and how do you navigate and sword fight with others, and how do you use that momentum? Are you using it to your benefit, and are you using energy to in a positive way for yourself, or are you using it in a sort of a detrimental place where you're harming yourself, or exerting too much pressure, or too much concentration in a certain way that's actually, causing disharmony or dis-ease in a way. Though these are all the kind of big things that come up and have been coming up for me so much this month. So much inner working and enlightenment and things coming through for me in my own ways, and I hope for you as well. I have already been going to 7 minutes. Wow. Sorry, not sorry. Getting away from that habit. Have all the time in the world, and very grateful that anybody and everyone is listening and watching, so thank you. To tie it into the card reading for this morning, I'm super excited to hear what the cards will have for us for this week to come under the umbrella of this theme of the Queen of Swords. So with that said, my Palo Santo is now totally burnt out. I think it's a wonderful time that we align and look to be a good audience before we hear our card. So as normal, I'm going to close my eyes and just lead us through a little grounding, connection, meditation quickly to, like I said, be a good audience and listen. If you are doing something else, or if closing your eyes is not your jam, that's okay. You could just relax your gaze, or even just work to become more present, more conscious in this moment right now, and whatever you're doing. Take in what's going on around you. If you're out and about, if you're walking and just listening, or if you're driving or doing a task, dishes, whatever, become more aware of the sensations, and also try to listen a little bit more consciously. That's all I'm trying to encourage by this little step here. So for me, I'm going to close my eyes and just relax myself here in the chair and take a few centering, calming breaths. Let's take a moment to take a old school practice that I love, and envision a snow globe, your favorite scene, any scene, and see your thoughts, all of your energy, everything that's brought you up to this moment, reflected in that snow globe. The bits of energy and thoughts, like those styrofoam snow bits or glitter. See them swirling around. Take a minute to shake it up really fast. Now, take a deep breath in. See it swirling, swirling as fast as you can, holding the breath for a moment. And now set it down with the breath out. Allow it to settle slowly. Watch as they drift down through the water, like fall leaves perhaps landing, settling in the moment. And let that vision settle the body. Let the mind quiet all of the energetic sensations in the body. Feel for a moment your feet on the ground. Feel how you're sitting. Feel your hands, your spine, your neck and head. Allow them to come into an alignment that feels connected to you. And just take a moment now in your mind's eye to use that beautiful imagination. Step out of yourself, back up into third person view, into the corner of your room or area that you are. And just witness yourself from outside yourself. Just for fun. Don't make it serious. Don't try too hard. Doesn't have to be concrete, real image. Let the veil of your closed eyes, let the darkness and the void and imagination space show you your images in your own way, in this special way they will right now. See the room, see yourself. Maybe it's the back of your head, or the top, or maybe you're looking straight on like a mirror. See the floor and the furniture. Create as much space as you can. Dimensionality. Feel the openness around the room. Leave space for air molecules. How high up is the ceiling? See yourself sitting where you are. Notice the air quality, the lighting, the windows, or lack of. Connect to your breath. Breathe life, adventure, love, appreciation into this vision, this image. Breathe color and movement. See the dust motes floating in your room, curtain waving, a plant slowly inching and reaching for a sun ray. See your beautiful physical vessel breathing entire space of the room around it. It looks like you're doing nothing sitting there. And yet you are doing so very much. You're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing right now. Sitting there in this room, in that park, in this space and time that you are. So witness yourself outside yourself. Give thanks for carving out this time for your practice, for offering out freely aligned, positively oriented energy, a listening ear, an open awareness, conscious receptivity. See yourself sitting there like a beacon pulsating, as you are, from so many levels and layers. You know, you've heard these things, the aura, your electromagnetic plasma body, the light body, infinite intelligence. See it pulsating, breathing, heart beating. So much is happening, even though to the untrained eye, someone just walking in, glancing over, may look like you're doing nothing, or worse, being crazy. Release expectations and desires of the outside world. Don't worry. Be your own divine observer. You are the third-party witness. There's no judgment or shame here. There's only acceptance and appreciation for this divine practice. Just being, witnessing and listening. So from the corner of the room, from your higher self, from your spirit self, look upon your 3D physical embodiment. Give thanks for it. Maybe bring your hands to your heart or together in prayer. Maybe give yourself a hug even. Perhaps your thought body, your spirit body gives your physical body a hug right now. See them together, intermingling. Breathe into that connection. Know that you are always witnessed. You are always loved. There is always divine observation happening. And with that will always come support, help, guidance, and advice whenever it's needed. We must only remember to ask. Remember the higher self is there. Remember the spirit, the energetic layers, the consciousness. Bring ourselves into that presence and awareness. One final moment for thanks. See yourself drifting down back into the physical body. Breathe into the ever-present moment now. Taste the quality of your air from the physical body. Feel your hands and fingertips maybe Roll your shoulders, lick your lips. Get ready to open your eyes. But in your own time, take a moment to really say thank you for this moment and for this great practice. And I'll get ready to ring my bowl. Okay, so now take out the deck and we'll see what our beautiful saints and angels like to share with us here for this wonderful week to come, May 17th. We thank you, saints and angels, ancestors, ascended masters, our spirit guides and guardian angels, God, Source, Mother Earth, the fairies and elementals, all of those beings of higher density and frequency who witness, observe, and are a part of our beautiful, eternal, and infinite, glorious path back to oneness, this exploration of all points within infinity. We thank you for your audience. We feel, acknowledge, and accept your love and appreciation as we hope and know that you feel, acknowledge, and accept our love and appreciation. Thank you for your energy, your time, your gaze. We ask for a message through these beautiful cards, an offering that we can work with here under our beautiful theme for May, the Queen of Swords. In this week to come, an anchor point, or perhaps a North Star that we can look at, a word of guidance that we can call to, hearken towards in this week to come, in times of difficulty or in great times of appreciation, to really embody and understand the lessons at hand. We thank you, thank you, thank you. Just sounded like the bird said thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, how wonderful. Oops. Oh, two just flipped right over. That's so funny. 2 in a row, 2 weeks in a row. I usually don't like to do that, but I mean, I can't stop myself when these two just flop right out on my lap here. And they're recent ones, Steady Progress, we've just received not that long ago with Saint Therese. And here we have Wise Decision, which I'm sure we've just seen as well. The repetition in the cards is just like uncanny, unbelievable to me. And I almost want to break a trend and call it 3, which I'm going to, because you know what, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, when I lit Palo Santo, originally right before I started the video, what I saw was the triad, 3 circles. The 3 circles didn't burn. All around when I lit the stick, it was like 3 small circles in this perfect triad that were not burning. As I blew on them, they started to burn more. And then as I blew on it the second time, it turned into what looked like almost 2 people on a path, one behind another. And as I blew on it more, it looked like almost they joined together like lovers almost in a heart. And then as I kept to burn to keep the whole thing, to get it to really light, it was a heart. And yeah, wow. I'm gonna ask for a 3rd card to complete the triad here, and I think I'll do 3 of the knock. Don't compromise, which we really just had. Wow. So any forms of doubt, which, you know, and I can speak up for myself, and I'm going to wrap it up, and this video is getting too long. All of these little doubts, all of these little, oh, it might not be the right thing, or oh, maybe this, you know, when we start to really pick up momentum and receive blessings, divine guidance, when things seem too good to be true almost, it can be like you're waiting for the next thing to drop, waiting for something to go wrong. That kind of hitch that becomes, oh no, am I worthy enough of this? Oh, there must be something must go wrong because something always goes wrong, you know, or this is just like that too good to be true sort of scenarios. I think if you are struggling with these, or you're backpedaling in a way, feeling like something is not coming out the way it should, or even if things are not working and you're thinking, oh, this is like not meant to be, I think we're being told we're making steady progress. The little things really, really do matter so much, and not to compromise in those small, steady things, and that what we're doing is a very wise decision. Wow, I'm really, really moved by these cards. I feel great influence and great power in them. Never done 3 cards on a Friday reading. So interested if anybody has sort of inklings about repetition in cards, if they've faced, you know, any sort of really synchronistic, really powerful kind of experiences like this, around this. I'd love to hear about them. Put a comment down below if you'd like others to be empowered by them as well. We'd all love to hear them, I'm sure. Send me an email if anything. But yes, thank you so much for joining me here this morning. I perhaps might jump on later and do a blog or a write-up on the messages for all 3 of these cards, and see if we could pull some key terms and nuances out of there for any more clear individual messages. So if you're interested in that, or if you hear them immediately, like I said, love to hear messages, put a comment down below. But you could look for that on Telegram later, maybe today or over the weekend for me. So I hope you have a beautiful Friday, whether it's morning or evening, wherever in the world you are. I hope you have a wonderful weekend as well, full of, you know, plenty of time outside, hopefully in nature. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next Friday.